Why should you read Sylvia Plath, and why is Sylvia Plath a very important poet? Let's see. Sylvia Plath. Sylvia Plath was an American poet, novelist, and short story writer. Plath was not only gifted but also a troubled poet known for the confessional style of her works. She is credited with advancing the genre of confessional poetry. What is called confessional poetry? It has been described as poetry of the personal, focusing on extreme moments of individual experience, the psyche and personal trauma. Confessional poems mainly focus on the issues like mental illness, sexuality and suicide. Plath was awarded a posthumous Pulitzer Prize in Poetry in the year 1982, and she was the first to receive posthumous Pulitzer Prize. Biography of Sylvia Plath. Plath was born on October 27, 1932 to Otto and Aurelia Plath. She spent her early years in Massachusetts where her father was a professor. One of the most seminal events in her childhood was the death of her father from a long illness. Plath was so much attached to her father that she could not bear his death. Sylvia Plath wrote poetry from the age of 8. While she was a student, Plath spent time in New York City during summer of 1953, working for Mademoiselle magazine as a guest editor. Soon after, Plath tried to kill herself by taking sleeping pills. She eventually recovered, having received treatment during a stay in a mental health facility. Plath returned to Smith College and finished her degree in 1955. In the next phase of her life, Sylvia Plath met the British poet Ted Hughes at the Cambridge University in London. They married in 1957 and moved back to America. However, they had a very stormy relationship, not a very happy one, and Plath returned to England in 1959. A poet on the rise, Plath had her first collection of poetry. The Colossus, published in England in 1960. That same year, she gave birth to her first child, a daughter named Frida. 2 years later, Plath and Hughes welcomed a second child, a son named Nicholas. Unfortunately, the couple's marriage was falling apart. Plath fell into deep depression after Hughes left her for another woman in 1962. Struggling with her mental illness, she wrote The Bell Jar in 1963, a semi-autobiographical one-line novel which was based on her own life and deals with the young woman Esther Greenwood and her mental breakdown. The novel was published under the pseudonym Victoria Lucas. Sylvia Plath also created the poems that would make up the collection Ariel in 1965, which was released after her death. Plath committed suicide on February 11, 1963 at the age of 30 by sticking her head in an oven in her London home. Much to the dismay of some admirers of Plath, Hughes became her literary executor after her death. While there has been some speculation about how he handled her papers and her image, he did edit what is considered by many to her greatest work, Ariel, poetry collections. Ariel features several of her most well-known poems like Daddy and Lady Lazarus. Hughes continued to produce new collections of Plath's other works too. No doubt, Plath is still a highly regarded and much studied poet to this day. Thank you.